Thank you. Chairwoman Fox, Ranking Member McGovern, members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to testify today. Let me also say something else. I know sometimes service on the Rules Committee, whether you're in the majority or the minority, can be a thankless task, requiring many extra hours of your time and attention. So I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for your service on this committee. Over the course of this hearing, indeed already, our Republican colleagues will make sweeping claims about their budget. They will insist it promotes economic growth and helps working families. Let's be clear. What Mr. McGovern already said is correct. This budget is a Republican betrayal of the middle class. It guts the very programs millions of Americans rely on: health care, food assistance, education, all to hand out massive trillion-dollar giveaways to billionaires. The contradictions in their rhetoric couldn't be more obvious. Just last week, President Trump assured the American people that Medicaid would remain untouched. Indeed, I believe his exact words were, he would, quote, love and cherish Medicaid. Then hours later, he endorsed this budget, one that slashes at least $880 billion from critical health programs, including Medicaid. The consequences will be staggering. 72 million Americans, children, seniors, people with disabilities, and working families depend on Medicaid. They're Democrats, Republicans, and independents. They're my constituents, and they're yours. Instead of protecting them or loving and cherishing them, this Republican budget has shown their priorities to be clear. Take from those who need it in order to give trillions in tax cuts to those who need it the least. And let's address their so-called economic claims. They argue their budget will generate $2.5 trillion in magic growth without adding a single cent to the deficit. Not one independent, nonpartisan organization believes that fuzzy math. The truth is, this budget does not reduce the deficit. It does not reduce the national debt. It explodes it, making room for $4 trillion in new debt. It's right there in black and white in the bill. This, of course, from the same group who for years shed crocodile tears over the size of our deficit and debt. They're adding trillions more to the debt, not to invest in working families, mind you, not to build a stronger future for our country, but to line the pockets of the richest 1/10%, folks who will receive at least a tax break of $314,000 per person. And who pays the price? Everyday Americans facing higher health costs, fewer protections, and a government that turns its back on them. The American people deserve better, and the Democrats on the House Budget Committee fought back. Less than 2 weeks ago, over the course of a 12-hour markup, House Budget Democrats offered more than 30 amendments, fighting to protect Medicaid, safeguarding critical programs, and standing up for students, educators, workers, and veterans. Unfortunately, the majority rejected every single one of these amendments. Given the choice between standing with the hardworking people who built this country and standing with billionaires, they chose billionaires. A budget is not just numbers on a page. It's a statement of values. It reflects priorities. It is a vision for the kind of country we want to be. Republicans have made their priorities clear. Cut Medicaid, cut $1.5 trillion at least from critical programs in order to pay for trillions of dollars in tax cuts for the richest 1%. Again, I thank you for the opportunity to testify and look forward to your questions. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back.